Hi friends, it's Arcanix, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about what I've been playing for a good amount of this end of the league season. So I've been playing the Syndicate Operatives build by the Conic. It is a minion build where you're a Chieftain using Syndicate Operatives and one Perfect Hydra to freeze everything on your screen, but to also just have a great time in terms of map clear, in terms of DPS. At the high end budget, we're sitting at 50 million DPS, which feels plenty enough for a lot of challenging content like bossing, as well as I was doing a lot of harvest with it, imbued harvest, and made a lot of money with that. So I really enjoyed the build for that. Talk a little bit about what I like about the build and why I decided to use it. First of all, Deconic's my friend. I'm trying to support him as a creator because I think he makes really good builds and puts a lot of work into them. And the second reason is it's always cool to play a minion build that doesn't have a lot of visibility issues. I struggled with the Wretched Defilers. I've played them. You can see a video of them on my channel. And one of the things I struggled with Wretched Defilers was I just had a really hard time understanding how I could enjoy the gameplay when all the lines from their projectiles were not making me feel dizzy. And so I've always been fascinated by Ethan's zombie build, or by like the Baron YouTuber who used to be here as well. And so I was always interested in Syndicate Spectres, but the problem was Syndicate Spectres got completely demolished. And so was always waiting for an opportunity to play them again. And with the changes to Fizz-based Spectres this season, it seemed like the perfect time to try the build. And so I like the Syndicate Spectres have a really cool projectile skill that I can't really see because it's like black darts. I also like that. Honestly, I think they're just cool. Guys, that's a minion build that's freezing the screen. That's actually just really hard to do in the state of minion builds in the game. You're watching like enemies get frozen. It's a very underrated defense layer. And so we can talk a little bit about some of the gearing decisions for the build. So this build is a Chieftain that uses Warcry power, and you're using the Eternal Apple Shield to cast Enduring Cry, Rallying Cry, and Battle Mage's Cry. And you're giving these effects to your minions because you're a Chieftain. These War Cries are exhibiting their war cries at like max power, so your minions have a lot of regen. You have a lot of regen as well. I think I'm sitting at like almost 2500 or 2000 regen a second with this build, and that really feels cozy because we can then get crit avoidance with either an implicit on the Eternal Apple Shield or with a Watcher's Eye when we're being affected by determination from the Guardian Turtle. And so we can be crit immune. We can have like an 8000 ES on the high end, maybe like 8200, 8300, and be able to have a good enough pool that we can not be like you need to one-shot us to kill us, basically, right? And so we've done some really tough T17 modifiers with this, and we do like T16.5s as well. The build has some really good max res. Like at the high end, you can get 90 all res. I think at this point I was sitting at 89 all res, but it still felt amazing. Your minions are doing cold damage, so everything is frozen. That's like an unspoken defense layer as well. And the build uses Adorn to scale fizz damage, and that's just a really fun. There's a lot of really fun crafts in this build. The boots are a really fun craft to get the +2 specters. The most interesting thing about the build, itemization wise, is how you are crafting Chaos Res on gear, but you're actually going CI. The reason you're crafting that Chaos Res is because minions gain added resistances equal to 50% of your res on the Bone Meld amulet. Right, and so you're using that to cap your minion resistance, because you're not Necromancer, right? You don't get the leech, as well as other things that Necromancer has. That's like an awesome quality of life. So I just want to talk about the build a little bit, which I just did, and also just like recommend the build as well. I did some really juicy content with this. The Syndicate Operatives are the squishiest specters compared to like a lot of popular minions in the game, but with a lot of investment into defense, it doesn't feel that way, and they die not really often, right? And I think honestly, if anyone's dying sometimes, it's the Perfect Hydra. All you need to do is like leave a map and go back in for that not to be the case. And so yeah, I highly recommend you guys check this build out. I'm gonna link the creator's guide in the bottom below, and thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.